Are VTuber Corpos doomed? That's the question that is on a lot of people's minds at the moment as the VTuber community enters the year 2025 in a state of uncertainty. I'm making this video in the midst of the downfall of Bond Live, Vols under scrutiny for throwing a fit over a harmless meme, and the recent Hololive departures. People are concerned that there is way too much negativity in the VTuber community, and I second that sentiment. I'm of the humble opinion that we are right to feel concerned for a community that we hold so dearly to our hearts. It's become more popular and less taboo for us to follow past life accounts, especially after the Selen Tatsuki/Dokibird incident and several smaller agencies closing up shop in the last year. I hope I'm not alone in this feeling that graduations, terminations, and agencies closing up have skyrocketed. They are all through the roof. The peak of the VTuber bubble that we experienced in 2020 and 2021 have very clearly come and gone. The companies that I would have hoped had the potential to go further in the industry, companies such as VReverie and Production Kawaii, wound up closing their doors this past year. Others such as EIEN Project and Nexus, as well as Prison Project, all see themselves shut down amongst others. There's more out there that I could go on a long time about, and just the idea that this is something to consider is very scary to me. And I'm here to pinpoint some ideas on how the VTuber community could pick its legs back up if it doesn't want to see another dark age like this. Yes, I'm calling it a dark age because with how many talents we have had to say goodbye to, and the fans having to mourn the loss of beautiful designs and lost potential over and over and over again, I'm tired of sitting back and doing nothing about it. We gotta go back to 2020 and 2021, when the VTuber bubble absolutely exploded when the pandemic came about and Hololive saw a lot of popularity, as well as Niji-Sanji and V-Shoujo. Many people who saw this happen were very clearly inspired to start their own agency, and good for them. Everyone deserves to reach for the stars and achieve their dreams, but sadly a lot of them came in with a naive thinking that it was going to be easy to operate a VTuber agency and manage several talents. It isn't just about watching the numbers soar, you have to book them for appearances and conventions, then you gotta have the funding to afford commissions and song covers, you got to pay animators and music producers, and most importantly, giving them the creative control over their content. A mistake that Vols recently did when they scolded Adore Fortune for taking part in a popular meme that was hurting nobody. And this is not me saying boycott all their talents, because it would be scummy to dismiss them all just because their managers make this first impression to a lot of people who are now of the opinion this is another company waiting to die this year, even going as far as to call them the next Niji-Sanji. And speaking of Niji-Sanji, which we all know had quite the downfall last year, I still find myself going to watch talents like Maria Marinette and Scarlett Yonaguni, because regardless of what agency they are part of, it is their personality and likability that has me coming back every so often. Which brings me to another idea that we have in common. We are here for the talents for the most part, not to pay loyalty to a company. After all, it is the talents that the company in question hires that gives them the profit, and so when we turn around and see the next day that company we hope will stick around for the long run winds up getting into some deep shit, we wonder why no one is waking up after all these fumbles and think, let's bring major changes to the industry. Well, most recently the FTC has made efforts to push for a law that allows for the talents to acquire the rights to their own IP, name, and model. Which means we will never have to go incognito to find the voice actors behind the models and hunt down their new name. And I hope to God that the higher-ups in the government passes this to law, as this would bring about a major change to how the industry operates. This is quite simply a wake-up call to not just the small agencies who think it's going to be easy to operate a VTuber company, and find out in the long haul that the way they go about things isn't one that is viable indefinitely. And to those who are going to block me after this and think I'm going about it the wrong way and that I'm doom posting, I'm used to it by now. I'm literally on the Niji sister hit list. They think me showing concern for Selen's well-being was hateful wishes. Look, if me looking out for someone I hold dear to my heart is hateful, call me a hater. Heck, I'll quit being a sunshine VTuber and become a VTuber of darkness, since I'm so evil to all you. Sadly, there is no dealing with those kind of people who pay loyalty to a company and not the talent safety, but let it be known they are just a minority, and the rest of us knowing the ins and outs of what we know, and I'm calling for a complete overhaul, a complete breaking down of how the industry operates, and it will require something as massive as what the FTC is looking to do, at least something that would ease our worries of how our favorite idols will be able to thrive in the long run. I believe we are scared right now because we want to support our favorite VTubers, male or female, and the idea of breaking away from them sooner than later leaves a sour taste in our mouths. And as someone who has experienced this way too often, this has to stop, or at least slow down at a rapid pace. And if it can't come any faster than that, we can at least spread the word. If you watch your favorite idols, hold on to them as much as possible. Treat each day with them like you treat your own life. They're fragile just as much as all of us. Yes, all of us are going to leave this earth one day, but watching VTubers leave the community after 2 years instead of 5, it just feels wrong to me. And yes, we're always going to have independent VTubers. Heck, I won't blame anyone who watches VTubers only of that caliber, because trust me, I get it. Recently, I took a poll with my sunshines about if VTuber Corpos are truly doomed. Most of them share the opinion it will stay the way it is, both corpos and indies coexisting, and I hope it ends up staying that way. If any corpos are watching this, I am not rooting for your downfall. I don't call for a boycott of any company in general. In fact, without Hololive, we would literally have no future in the community if you ask me. I ask that you hear out the audience who supports your talents and your products, because after all, this is an industry that thrives off the attention and the pockets of the audience who are thirsting for an idol that speaks to their interests and hobbies. Let's put community first. and let's hope things look brighter from here. Thank you for watching this video. Please support my Ko-fi and my Patreon, and follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly. And join my Discord to be part of the movement. Special thanks to Jason M for supporting the Patreon. Like to get a shout out at the end of my videos? Please support the Patreon. This is your sunshine, Yui Tachibana, sun setting for the day.